don't even know how long this video gonna be, man, but I got a lot to say here, y'all. So y'all get your popcorn ready.
You're not gonna guilt me into accepting him as a woman because you feel like if he makes a bad decision that it's gonna be my fault. No. If he were to listen to me, I wouldn't have to worry about those things, because let's talk about some of those numbers that you mentioned. Even when Joe Biden, during his presidential debate, was talking about legalizing young children transitioning, he said his reason was because so many transgender women of color had been murdered. And he said, I think the number now is up to 17. There are thousands of black men that have been murdered. But you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that because those black men did not have a wig on. So I'm not going to elevate, excuse me, I'm not done. Politics. I'm not going to elevate, I'm not going to elevate the issue of transgenderism over black men, because at the end of the day, y'all still black men.
That's Angela Stanton. And I made a video on Angela Stanton probably about a year ago. And I remember people saying like, oh, you don't know her politics and you don't know what the kind of stuff she say. I wouldn't.
There are thousands of black men that have been murdered. But you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that because those black men did not have a wig.
Support, because I'm not into politics. I'm not into like the social spectrum like you guys are. So I don't support or not support. I just listen to what you had to say at that moment. I agree or I disagree and I move on. You know what I mean? But I'm not into like the whole, like I'm gonna go campaign for you or campaign for your ideas. Like I could absolutely care less about that.
Because now she's dating a black man, so you know she's got to be a little transphobic, right?
I was almost convinced about this whole black men hate transgenders and transgenders are victims of violence and all this.
Because you know what black men brings, straight black men bring to the community? Transphobia, all of the jazz.
And I always had the exact same stance Angela Stanton had, and I never heard her say that. I was looking around making a judgment call on society and was like, how do these people got all this talk and all this say-so, and we as black men, we as black people, we got nothing. If we don't got on a wig, we don't got nothing. And I thought that was funny. Then I heard a comedian, I don't know if it was Dave Chappelle or somebody said that black men should just keep a pair of high heels in their car, in a purse, you know? And just say, you know, today when you pull me over, this is what I identify as. You see what I'm saying?
Because now she's dating a black man, so you know she's got to be a little transphobic, right?
So I was always just, you know, catch a little bit of hints and, you know, kind of maybe heard some jokes and things that even festered the idea more. But I never heard of like a black man that I know like tell me like he clowning on transgenders or he was hit on by a trainee and he wanted to beat him up or anything like that. I never heard a black, like I've been with other black men in public, seen transgender people. We've never had a conversation about it. It was just a person walking by us. We never calculated this whole like make an interaction with this person, have a conversation about them now that we've seen them. I've never thought that this was a thing. Oh, and I hear so many trans, oh, you know, black men, you know how black men hate trans. Oh, you know, black men hate trans. Oh, you know, black men hate.
Because now she's dating a black man, so you know she's got to be a little transphobic, right? Because you know what black men brings, straight black men bring to the community? Transphobia, all of the jazz. If Adele was with a white guy, this shit would not happen.
I'm like, what is this black man hate trans thing? I was like, what? I never knew, like I never saw any evidence to support that black men hate trans. Don't worry, I'm going somewhere with this.
So many transgender women of color had been murdered. And he said, I think the number now is up to 17.
And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have gay friends, right? Two of my best friends are gay. And they believe this shit too, with no fucking evidence. They're just a part of that community. They spew this rhetoric so much amongst themselves. It's just a foregone thought.
Because now she's dating a black man, so you know she's got to be a little transphobic, right?
Like black on black violence, when everybody else whoop each other ass too. And I was like, but I don't know any black guys that I know y'all. I don't know any black guys that hate trans. people. And you're like, oh, just because you don't know, just because you ain't seen them, just because.
So many transgender women of color had been murdered, and he said, I think the number now is up to 17.
Dude, I'm on social media. I got what? 1.3K on Facebook. How many of those people are black guys? 700 of them? 600? I've never seen any of those guys say anything negative about a transgender person ever. How long I've been on Facebook?
Because now she's dating a black man, so, you know, she's got to be a little transphobic, right?
But this is what I really want to say. So when Angela Stanton said,
so many transgender women of color had been murdered, and he said, I think the number now is up to 17.
and she was speaking politics. She was speaking politically about politics, right? And she said out her mouth,
so many transgender women of color had been murdered, and he said, I think the number now is up to 17. Now, as a leader in the black community, there are thousands of black men that have been murdered, but you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that.
that 17 transgender people have been either, hurt, killed. I don't know. But there's 17 instances documented. You have built a reputation on black men with the entirety of the world. With 17 instances, we got white folks going and shooting up shit damn near once a week. For all eternity since we've existed. Y'all just came out the closet, just came to the forefront, just was allowed to have a voice. You got 17 instances, and now you've got to label somebody? You get to label a whole group of men.
Because now she's dating a black man, so, you know, she's got to be a little transphobic, right? Because you know what black men brings, straight black men bring to the community. Transphobia.
Because you got 17 instances. No backstories, no backdrop, no what was going on with this, what was going on with that. You got 17 instances of something happening. And you're saying that the entire population of this group, which is in the millions, hates a group of people. Because you got 17 instances to prove. That's why I could never find a black dude that even made a comment about transgender people. But this weird imposing this verbiage and ideology and all this stuff on everybody. Oh, pronouns and I'm a woman and everyone over it. Y'all played y'all hand too much. And I'm going to tell y'all why the women over it. The women over it because they didn't know y'all was going to backdoor them. That's why the women are over it. That's why women are coming out and speaking against you guys now. Because they didn't know when they started, everyone's included, women's rights, we love everybody, LBG, ABC, everybody, except for black people and black men. Everyone else is okay. Shoot those people, fuck them. But if you're going to be gay, come over here. If you're not going to create any more black kids, come over here. If you're going to be emasculated, come over here. Yay! But white women and the black women that supported their movement and made it their own did not know you were going to backdoor them. Did not know that you were going to let the P cabinet files into the they already got their flag, don't they? LGBTQ plus, huh? They didn't know you were going to go after their children. They didn't know. We could see the play all along. They did not know you were going to attack their children. See, when you do the whole, oh, black men hate trans, with 17 incidents.
Because now she's dating a black man, so, you know, she's got to be a little transphobic, right?
That's why y'all see all these women now coming out. And we told y'all women too. We told y'all women too what time it was. We told y'all accepting of everything. Accept. Feminism and all that shit push y'all to accept everything. And it crushed you. Look where it's put y'all. Trying to tell women they're not women. Trying to have all these political conversations and sociological conversations for no reason. Just be yourself. You even look at the races of different people. Everyone keeps to their cultures. They share them. Asian people made restaurants. Jamaican people made restaurants. Cuban people made restaurants. Haitian people, German people made restaurants. English restaurants, pubs, and They share their food, they share their knowledge, they share their culture with us. But they don't impose it. They don't show up at a soul food restaurant like, nah, you finna sell mofongo and arroz candule all day. You can get rid of these collard greens. We gonna tell you what to sell. They don't impose their ideas or their culture on anyone else. They share it. They give you the opportunity to respect it, but they don't show up imposing their idea. Not even in our country, not even in most religions. You want to join, you want to be a part of us, come on. We welcome you. Just saying, as a whole, people just pretty much keep to themselves culturally. Why are y'all the only people that have to impose these ideas? What are you hanging on to that you won't think rationally with society and go, the way this behavior is going down isn't right? If I was a transgender person, I would like to be still on the square as a person. I wouldn't want to be represented in this kind of way. You see what I'm saying? That's the same problem black people got with white silence. And it's the same white activists got with white silence. You see what I'm saying? You don't. Because you're probably transgender. And what I'm saying probably goes against whatever you're hanging on to. I don't know what this thing is that is in between transgender people and gay people that support them, and these people in these communities, where everyone needs to have a conversation about them. Everyone needs to be discussing this. No one cares. If you want to share your culture with anybody that is over the age of 18, have at it. But if we were all to die in a goddamn apocalypse, when they dig our bones up, they gonna say you was a buddy. You see what I'm saying? Oh no, but you doing genetics and you see that? You don't think that's crazy that you're doing that? You talking about the body parts and I'm gonna keep reaching for some shit that ain't there, that nobody else will fucking agree with, scientifically, socially, mathematically. Nothing. You reaching for the stars. That is a psychosis in itself, ain't it? Because if you saw someone acting irrationally towards someone that was of your community, you could recognize it. Just like you recognize this conversation as some kind of attack on you. Of course. But if someone was egregious towards someone gay or straight or lesbian, whatever, you could see it. But your egregiousness is no, because what you're saying is about genetics and the chromosomes and God and fish and biscuits and chips and onions and cars and soap and lotion and hats and cheese. People tired and y'all overplayed y'all hand, and so now the women on y'all ass. 17 instances, and y'all made this like it was a thing. Y'all made this like it was a thing.
So many transgender women of color had been murdered. And he said, I think the number now is up to 17. Now, as a leader in the black community, there are thousands of black men that have been murdered. But you won't hear Joe Biden talk about that.
17 instances. Y'all know how many worldwide issues we got and issues as a community that go down every day? And you got a people that created a narrative, said that black men hate them. I never had a feeling towards a trend. You want to hear something before I go off on you? Well, we already done went up. Y'all want to hear something? I was raised, babysat by, I never tell this on cam, raised and babysat by transgender people. That community. Gay, that community. Because my mother was amongst that community. Those were her friends. Those were her day ones. Those were the people she was incarcerated with. These are some of my babysitters. I was never harmed by anybody transgender. I was never hurt or mistreated, never in my life. And I can actually name these people that are still alive, that are still my mother's friends, that are old people right now. We're going to come after you. Y'all done had more people. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. How many people, transgender, gay, LGBT, how many people have committed suicide because you guys have bashed them, because you guys have went on Twitter rants, because you guys have jumped in their DMs and berated them and bullied them, and to people committing suicide? I bet you it's more than 17. You got a lot of blood on your hand, LGBTQ. Literally bully people into killing themselves. Grown adults, grown men, grown women. You won't address it. But you're talking about black men hate trans and you only got 17 instances documented. How many documents of Twitter suicides do Twitter got from what y'all have done? Y'all supposed to be the ones who want so much acceptance, and y'all come and this is the behavior. This is what you work. This is what we got. So I wish y'all the best out there. Y'all know what I say. Once we all up, stuck like that.